Welcome to Gonzo Land. Land of fantasy, fiction, and farce. Where the weird and wacky. The strange and the surreal. The bizarre and bonkers. Live in harmony and peace. With the occult, the offbeat, and the outlandish. Where the laws of physics flip on their head. Inside is out, and outside is in. Where the abnormal becomes normal. And nothing becomes all things. Be ready for everything, because anything can happen.
At the end of World War II, Europe was a mess and the colonial system heretofore controlled by said mess were none too keen about it. The one lone nation to emerge unscathed was the US. And it was on a mission to defeat the spread of With Truman's new directive, the US embarked on a strategy of continual wars in a vain attempt to physically contain a concept. The concept of communism. The domino theory followed: if one little country falls to the communists, they all fall. Scenes of torturing prisoners in occupied lands. While anti-war protests grow at home. And terrorist attacks and public unrest increase abroad. Follow the military wherever they go. At first, was communism. By the 1990s it became drugs and terrorism. But the military mission stayed the same. We must stop the spread of commu-drug-erism. Inevitably, the world grew increasingly alarmed by the US policeman's actions. In turn, the US began bizarre interventions that made little sense. The US propaganda machine goes into overtime to fool the American people. The Gulf of Tonkin was a false flag that gave us the Vietnam War. Freedom Fries was a slap at France for not supporting our illegal war in Iraq. It's us versus them. It's just one giant conspiracy. They hate us for our freedoms. Like dominoes, if one falls, they all fall.
And now, friends and countrymen, if the wise and learned philosophers of the elder world should find their hearts disposed to inquire what has America done for the benefit of mankind, let our answer be this: America, with the same voice which spoke herself into existence as a nation, proclaimed to mankind the inextinguishable rights of human nature and the only lawful foundations of government. America, in the Assembly of Nations, since her admission among them, has invariably, though often fruitlessly, held forth to them the hand of honest friendship, of equal freedom, of generous reciprocity. She has uniformly spoken among them, though often to heedless and often to disdainful ears, the language of equal liberty, of equal justice and of equal rights. She has abstained from interference in the concerns of others, even when conflict has been for principles to which she clings, as to the last vital drop of that visits the heart. Wherever the standard of freedom and independence has been or shall be unfurled, there will her heart, her benedictions and her prayers be. But she goes not abroad in search of monsters to destroy. She well knows that by once enlisting under other banners than her own, were they even the banners of foreign independence, she would involve herself beyond the power of extrication. The fundamental maxims of her policy would insensibly change from liberty to force. She might become the dictatress of the world. She would be no longer the ruler of her own spirit. Her glory is not dominion, but liberty. Her march is the march of the mind. She has a spear and a shield. But the motto upon her shield is freedom, independence, and peace.
Thank you for visiting Gonzo Island. You may now return to the normal.